everyone. Thank you so much for being with us today. Today, I have a very, very special guest with me, Coleen Stubbs. Hi, Coleen.
Hi, Sarah.
Okay, so Coleen is the founder of Simplified CEO Systems, where she helps midlife entrepreneurs simplify and scale their businesses through smart, customized systems that actually support real life. With experience building and selling 8 businesses, Colleen brings both strategic insight and practical understanding to the often overwhelming world of business infrastructure. Her work focuses on removing the hidden pressure many women carry behind the scenes, untangling tech, automating follow up, and creating systems that run quietly in the background. Instead of handing over another project to figure out, Coleen builds fully integrated CRM and business systems tailored to each client's brand, goals, and schedule. The result is a business that feels organized, supported, and sustainable without requiring constant attention. Her philosophy is simple: your business should support your life, not run it. Thank you, Coleen, for being with us today. I really appreciate it, my friend.
I am so grateful to be here with you, Sarah. I love meeting with you. Every time is a blessing. And I'm excited to share with your audience all the ways that they can really enhance their life.
Yes, absolutely. That's my goal too. So before we go, to the real questions. We learned a little bit about your business or what you do, but who are you? Who is Coleen Stubbs?
Who am I? First and foremost, I'm a daughter of God. And that, of course, keeps me grounded in all aspects of my life. Secondary to that, I'm married to my favorite farmer. So I'm a farmer's wife, and I love the farming life. I live on a farm in Missouri. We have sheep, cows, chickens, gardens, and my biggest blessings are my 14 little grandchildren, 13 of who are Earthside right now. I have one more coming. Number 14 will be born in August, and they are just a huge part of my life. They are my motivation that keeps me going every single day.
Oh, that's beautiful. And congratulations on those grandkids.
Yes.
Okay, so you've built and sold 8 businesses. That's incredible. But I'd love to start with your story. So, what led you to this work of simplifying systems for entrepreneurs?
Yeah. Well, when you say built and sold 8 businesses and you say that's incredible, my first thought was, and the first 6 were incredibly overwhelming. Let's not skip that part. Everybody just wants to jump into the good part. It's not that way always. When we see entrepreneurs and they're like, oh, I'm this big success, I make all this money. These things don't happen overnight. So we start at the beginning with my story, 6 businesses, 6 beautiful, amazing solutions that I brought to the world. Where I saw a problem, I created a solution, I built businesses from concept to profit, and sold all 6 of those due to overwhelm and burnout. Because at the end of the day, the money doesn't matter. How much money you're making can never make up for the moments that you miss in life, because you can't afford to be fully present mentally, spiritually, emotionally for the people you love. That brought me to business number 7, when I decided I was doing life different, that the check I had in hand from business number 6 had to mean more than the dollar figures. There had to absolutely be life lessons attached to that I could apply in my next business moving forward to level up, to build something successful that I never wanted to walk away from. And so taking those lessons and learning that, honestly, I was the biggest problem in my business, right? My theory that I had to do it. I had to do it all. I had to be the CEO. I had to be the business owner. I had to make sure everything was done correctly. We wanted it to appear pristine and everything to be in perfect order. All the processes, all the things that I did, everything had to be done exactly to a T, the right way. In order for that to happen, of course, I had to do it, right?
Mhm.
That's what we think. I don't know why we think that, but we do, and we embrace it
That's it.
wholeheartedly. We're like, yeah, I'm doing that. But really realizing at that point that that was a big bottleneck for my businesses. That is why I ended up selling all of them, because being that everything to my business meant that I could only do so much. And so I came in really understanding that I had to start unloading things from my plate, not getting things out of my business. I had good systems, but I had to automate. I had to learn to delegate. I had to learn to hire things out. And really, by doing that, I understood that there are actually people that do those things way better than me.
Yeah, that's true. But you're right. I don't know if it's a control thing. I don't know if it's a trust thing, but I need to be on top of it because nobody's going to do it, as good as me. That's the whole premises we come into entrepreneurship with most of the time, and I speak for myself. And it's a relief when we see that, oh, actually.
That's right. That's exactly it. And we feel like, oh, wait, there's somebody not only that does it better than me, but that makes me look better when they do it for me.
Exactly. What do you see happening most often behind the scenes for midlife women in business? What's the pattern that keeps them feeling overwhelmed or stuck, do you think?
I think the motivation is to grow, it's to scale, it's to reach success. And I think when the shift happens, where we understand that we can find joy in the journey, that simplicity is scalable. You do not have to have a complicated funnel automation business, anything in order to be successful. And so for those people that are so focused, and it's midlife women really, and maybe it's a generational thing, because so many times as kids we were told go figure it out, right? Go figure it out. How many times did I knock on the door to get something from in the house as a child? I didn't. I went and figured it out because I didn't want to be given a chore. So um, I think that's we were raised with that feeling that we had to go figure it out, and that holds people back. And the fact that we have seen successful people who have this great big complicated way of doing things, and so we feel like we have to mimic the complicated. So we're so busy trying to do so many things. Maybe we have 12 avenues we're chasing in different streams and all the things, instead of just simplifying, relaxing, and automating and delegating. And that really gives us the ability to show up more confidently and with clarity.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of women I work with feel like they're doing everything manually, following up, tracking things in their head, trying to keep up. At what point does that start to hold them back?
Um, Probably at the very beginning, the first night that they wake up and go, did I do that? The first time that they think, did I follow through? Where's that paper? What was her name? When they get to that point, then they're blocking their own way, because what they should have done is immediately had that in a CRM. And when that information's in a CRM, and generally people are entering your CRM through a lead magnet or a calendar link, something like that. But if they're not, say it's somebody you meet in the grocery store, as soon as you get back to your desk, when you enter that person in your CRM, you can set it and forget it. I mean, you don't want to forget them, but you could forget the responsibility of, oh, I have to follow through. Oh, I have to do this, because those things should be automated already.
Hmm. That's a great point. I agree, but I'm going to go rogue here. Just I fought for the longest time to get the CRM because what the heck does even CRM mean? I don't want to get into complicated systems. The name alone kept me away for very long. And you're right, when I did go in, first I was scared, Then I got the chance to get it with you. So that was really simple. There was nothing overwhelming. It was basic and then built from there, which I appreciated. But just thinking that I needed, and when I came in, was I already had so many complicated systems in my head that I couldn't quite put it into a simpler system, if that makes sense. So I do feel that I was holding myself back by resisting it for the longest time. So yes, that is a big point for women. So I think the name might have something to do with its CRM. No, it feels like a bad disease or something like that.
It does. And I think that using acronyms that people don't understand doesn't help. And so CRM is the customer relationship management system.
There you go.
Or client relationship management system. And that is exactly what we need. But I think that embracing the fact that it can be simple, you have to first shift your mindset to understand that that scalability isn't only tied to complicated. It doesn't, I've seen funnels and automations and sat with people who are even trying to create forms in the most complicated way. And I'm mind blown. And people that have spent days building a form. And I'm like, okay, this is not necessary. It doesn't need to be this much work. Some things are a lot of work, but a lot of things should be simplified. And if it can be simplified, what that does is it really gives you freedom. And when I say freedom, everybody, all the entrepreneurs want freedom. But what it does is it gives you freedom to shine and to really show up as your true self. And when I say that, I mean to show up authentically, to show up as your best version, to show up relaxed, to show up confident in your business, to show up confident in your abilities. This is the freedom that you get when you remove that overwhelm and bogging down of your brain that's feeling like it has to do all the things, that everything has to be done manually. And so you continually have a checklist running through your brain. Even when you're not working, even when you're at your daughter's ball game or your granddaughter's dance recital or in the middle of a conversation and you have to pull yourself back to the conversation, it's because you're bogged down with these things that you can actually release. There's no reason really to keep them. It's not beneficial. And so if you can hand it to somebody who can get it organized and streamlined and simplified for you and give it back to you, then you have the ability to start showing up and shining with confidence and clarity, sharing your business and really allowing your passion for your business to shine through instead of the worry, the burnout, and the overwhelm shining through and dictating how you're presenting yourself.
So what do you think the biggest misconception is in relation to systems and CRMs and all the things?
I honestly think right now, Sarah, that a lot of it is people are pulling away because they think AI. If it's automated, it's all AI. It's fake. It's robotic. And I see that. I have felt that, and so I created a system that works differently, that takes the robotic out of it and makes it really. We call it automation with heart, where it's really personalized automation, and I teach my clients to use that. I teach that in my classes, and it's really the best way to automate things. There's an entire system that you can go through. It takes a weekend and it makes sure that your website, your emails, your social media content, your calendars, everything that you're putting out face forward in the world is consistent, is true, and is authentic to you and your brand. And you do use AI to do it, but first you do it yourself. And then you have AI refine it. And it's a simple process, but I think people pull away from embracing the simplicity of it because they think that AI is impersonal. And we all know that to build a relationship, to build businesses, we have to be able to build relationships. And so we have to be able to be personable. And that doesn't sit well with AI and automation.
That's a great insight to have. I had not experienced that, although I can see where that comes from. But yeah, I think AI is great actually. And it doesn't create my content, but it absolutely helps me a lot. So that's probably a conversation for another time, but I feel it needs to be talked more about, because we can spot it. We actually can spot it, and it's the people that don't really, that are probably not comfortable using it, or haven't really done it for long. You can tell it's there. But
Right.
yeah, so yeah, that's a conversation for another time, because today we're talking CRMs. So if someone feels like their back end is a mess, where do they even begin without overwhelm? Because we get overwhelmed all the time these days.
So I'll tell you, Sarah, that to set up 3 automations first is, well, let's back up a little bit. First of all, let's simplify your business.
Hmm. Yes.
And this is a little bit more difficult than it sounds, but people have to take a brutal, honest look at their business, the task they're doing every day, and understand what actually has to happen in their business and what is busy work. Because busy work doesn't equal productivity. And so let's throw out the busy work. There are a lot of things on your plate that you can just clear out that your business isn't going to notice are gone. And that's going to free up a lot of time. So we're going to simplify first. We're going to throw out all those things. Then we're going to turn to automation. And automation, you really need to have your first response. As soon as people enter your world, you need to have an automated response, because some people enter at 3 a.m. and some at 5 a.m., some at 4 in the afternoon. Some are in another country and it's 11 p.m. And you cannot be available at all those times. But what happens in your online business, as well as any other business, is if I'm going out for pizza and I stop at a pizzeria and it's closed, what do? I go to the next one. So it's the same thing online. If I reach out for a service online and get no response, I move on to the next one. And so that's a gap that can be quickly filled with automations. Automating that first response, even if it's as simple as saying, hey, we're not in the office right now, but I will get back to you at 8 a.m. Or I'd love to talk to you. Here's a calendar link. Whatever it looks like to welcome them into your world and acknowledge that they've been there. So that is a big one. Another automation you need to set up right away is your calendar responses. And so when people book a call, then do they just wait until time to get on the call and they get on a call? Or are they getting an email saying, hey, I'm so grateful that you booked with me. This is what you can expect. And I'm going to send you a reminder a day before with the actual link. So don't worry about losing that. That'll just watch your email. It'll come the day before, right? So you need to have those in place. And then the third one I'm going to say is, let's set up one for people who don't show up. So say that you respond and somebody doesn't respond back to you. You want to follow up so that that follow up on people who don't respond right away. Because I feel like those people are, maybe they just didn't respond and they're waiting to see if you're actually there. But that follow up, that, hey, you missed a call with me, or, hey, I see you got this, but didn't open it. Where there's not interaction back, let's go ahead and respond to them and include them. So many people are out trying to gather people into their world when what they really need to do is nurture the people that are in their world, develop relationships with them, and just really welcome them into their online business the second they reach out, and then be consistent in that reach out.
That's very smart. What's one simple shift or system that could make an immediate difference for someone listening today? Would that be the first response, the calendar? Would that be something else?
I think the first response is probably the best one, because it buys you time as an entrepreneur as well. And so if somebody logs into your world somehow at 11 p.m. and then somebody else at 2 a.m. and then at 5 a.m., all you need to do as an entrepreneur is get up in the morning and check and see who's entered your world. And even if you don't have automations in place, You can see who came in and you can put them into an automation, create an automation then, or reach out personally, right? Maybe even just send a link, like a LinkedIn connection request or something that says, hey, I see you, beyond the response that they got at 11 p.m., 2 a.m., 5 a.m., right? Just one more, and just do that every morning. Go in and see who's entered. And I think that will make a big difference because now these people feel welcome, you know?
We underestimate that, don't we? A lot
We
of
do. And
time.
people are craving that connection. And they're craving the authenticity of it. I think entrepreneurs sometimes spend so much time trying to make sure everything is perfect. Like the world does not expect them to say, It's okay if you say, It's okay if you have to rub your nose. These are just normal things, right? And so we need to just embrace our imperfections and just be okay with them. Be okay with being authentic. You know, when you see people out on the street and you see somebody who is maybe perfectly designed, right? They look like every hair is in place. They hop out of the finest car. They walk with the most confident stride. And then you see a mom, as you glance away from that, you see a mom in front of you and she's pushing a stroller and something happens and you just see her. Which one are you more apt to reach out to? The one that's in their natural habitat and comfortable and just being authentic, or the one who's putting on the show? Right? Like with the show, you have to feel like you're included in the show. And so you have to, that immediately sets out a little bit of panic, like we have to level up to the show.
Hmm.
Or if there's somebody that's just there in a habitat that we're familiar with, that's just normal and natural and easy flowing, it's easy to just go in and merge with them, right? And blend into their world. And so I think that it's important to remember we don't need to be aesthetically pleasing. We need to be real.
How do systems actually create more freedom? Because I think people hear automation and assume it's a lot more complex than it really is.
Oh, yeah. So with our systems, the way that I set up the systems, I set everything up. So, like, I will set up a website, landing pages, all the automations, the calendars, social media integration, everything is set up. And then for my clients, I like for them to check in every morning and see if there's somebody that's reached out outside of automation. Maybe they respond to a newsletter and they're like, hey, Sarah, I want to know more about this. Of course, those people you want to respond to, but everybody else is just involved in your automation and it just goes. And what you see more and more is that it just kind of flows without you. It's a happy, sad thing because you don't have to work so hard at that, but it's a shift. Now you get to focus on building relationships. And so I think those automations create the freedom because the things are happening. If somebody grabs your lead magnet, then they automatically get all the emails that tell about the lead magnet, that have spots that are touchable inside the emails so that they can interact with you. They can join your newsletter as well. They can come see you speak here. They can use a tool that you offer. All of those things are interactions that build relationships. And those are happening automatically with people who have already entered your world, which gives you the freedom to go out and meet more people and bring people in, right? And so I think that that's the freedom, but also the greatest freedom for a midlife entrepreneur is probably in your mind. It's because now when you're having that conversation, you don't have to pull yourself back to the conversation. You're not busy, preoccupied, thinking about all the things on your list that you didn't do, all the people you didn't reconnect with, all the things you didn't send out, because you know and you're confident that that is already happening. And so you can be more fully present in your life and build the life you want.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. There's also a mental load here, holding everything in your head, worrying, forgetting something. How do you see that impacting business, especially women? Because I mean, there are men that probably take on a lot, but as women, we take on a lot,
Yeah,
not only in our business, but
we
everywhere.
take on all of it. Yeah. And I think that the thing is that if you had a pie and each part was a different part of your business And you are the person who has to run around to each slice and make sure everything is happening inside each one all the time, all the time, all the time, all the time. That builds the mental pressure of you just going like this. And it is hard to get off the wheel. It is so hard to get off the wheel. Now imagine that as you run to the next pie slice, you go, oh, it's done. Okay. Oh, well, oh no, this one's done too. Okay. And oh yeah, there are 5 people in that now. Okay. I didn't know that, but okay, that's good. Oh, and this is done. Okay. Well, I'm just going to step off over here and go to the Ferris wheel. Get off and go do something different, right? Because this is much better over at the other place, right? And so I think that as you implement one little thing and you see, and I've seen with my clients, Sarah, personally, I've seen with you, the first time I met with you, bringing you into your customer relationship management, you had a list of things we needed to do. And you're like, okay, we got to get at this. I'm like, it's not a big deal, Sarah. And you're like, no, it is. We've got all these things. Let's do this. And I'm like, Sarah, let's just open it because it's done. And I open it and you're like, yeah, it's done. And I'm like, yeah, okay, what's next? And you're like, well, let's go do this because we need this. And I'm like, okay, let's do it. Open it. I'm like, oh, it's done. Oh, yeah, it's done. And so you know yourself when you feel that relief of, I don't actually have to like go physically hand something off. I just called Coleen in and said, here's all the bits and pieces. Can you organize it and make it make sense? And then you came back in and you had the freedom to shine. You had the freedom to like build from there anything you want. There are ways that I can show you to easily clone what you've already done. So you're saving yourself hours and hours of time. You don't have to recreate things. You just clone it and edit it, but just having the confidence that your system's already there is huge for that getting off the mental merry-go-round, right?
Absolutely. And I will tell you this, it's also hard for like the next 2 weeks because you feel like, oh, so I was so busy. I was so, a lot of things. And now I can actually let that go.
Yes.
So it takes adjusting. I'm not going to lie.
No, it does take adjusting, Sarah. And a big part of that, I think, is understanding and really placing value in the things that you put into your time then. Because now you have free time. And so are you going to go fill it with more busyness or with something that's productive? Are you going to make actual real relationship connections? Or are you going to go scroll your competition stuff? Are you going to critique your website for a 5th time wondering if you use the wrong font? Come on, if it's in place and it's working, then go build relationships. But what happens if you're building relationships and and you gain confidence that they're entering your system and they're being taken care of? Then when you close the books, when you close the laptop, when you walk away at the end of the night, for me, that's 2:30 in the afternoon. You don't think about your business again until the next morning. And if you do, it's a creative thing. It's like, what about this? What if this fit into my business? What about collaborating with that person that I saw? I think that might be a good thing. It's more of a creative thinking than it is a pressurized think tank where your brain is going to explode and you can't hear what the person in front of you is saying. Totally different.
Absolutely. I agree. Yeah. I feel that when we tend to be busy and not do the actual work because it feels like work. And so we're not really stepping out of that comfort zone.
Yes,
That's
yes.
why we feel with busyness again and again. Yeah, I can relate. So for someone listening who's thinking this is exactly what I need, but I don't even know where to start, what does working with you actually look like? I could have answered this one, but I'll let
Yeah,
you do it.
I'll let you answer when I'm done answering. How about that? I would say one of my clients said that working with me is like having a cheerleader in her corner she never knew she needed. And I appreciate that on so many levels. People who want to do this, they don't know where to start. They're like, I'm not far enough in my business to have automations. I have 20 people on my email list. Come on, do I need a nurture sequence? You actually do. And the idea is to be prepared before the onslaught of clients, to be not only have your systems in place, but to be comfortable with them. And so when you come work with me, all you need is a business idea. That simple. We can sit down and strategize and come up with ways to monetize it. We can explore all the things you're interested in and the things that you love and how to make the pieces and parts work together. You do have to know, the things that you like and things like that, but that comes naturally to us. But I think working with me is like, come in, dump it, and then I organize it. When you open your closet and everything's kind of everywhere and you're like, oh, geez, I just need to take everything out and start over. Well, why don't you just open the closet and say, Colleen, here's the closet. I'm going to be back after lunch. As a matter of fact, two of my recent clients, one went to Mexico for 7 days and one went to Vegas for 7 days. Before they went, we had a big powwow. They brain dumped everything on me and they came back. We had a meeting and I said, here's your business. And they were so excited. They were having pina coladas by the pool and they come back and everything is organized and ready to go. They're rejuvenated, energized from their vacation and ready to make the changes mentally, build new habits with their time, and really just show up and shine in their business.
Yeah.
So what's it like for you, Sarah, working with me?
Well, it's good. I mean, we still work together, but at the beginning, I was feeling apprehensive. I knew I needed it. And how do I know, did I know that I needed it is because I got featured in the New York Times. And in one weekend, I had 1,500 people come through my blog, and I did not have anywhere for people to sign up for a newsletter, or even if they did get the little pop up, there was nothing. They would not get anything back, right? No welcome email. It's like it never happened. And
Right.
so I did probably lose a lot there, but that just was the thing that got me started, that okay, I need to do something. I can't do it by myself. um and so that's the big aha moment for me. So now I literally tell everybody, just start something when you don't have any people, because it's going to happen, and you so fast you're not going to know what hit you. So you might as well just have it all in place, even if you're just sending out 5 emails to your family or whoever subscribed. It's fine, because when the 20 other people come, they're going to be taken care of. You're going to feel amazing. They're going to feel amazing. So that's good. And yes, I like the fact that it was very basic. There was nothing that was fighting for my attention, and that was overwhelming me, if I'm being honest. So I think that's what I appreciated most. And then the fact that you walked through it. I had a call with one of your collaborators, I suppose, and he walked me through everything, explained everything. That was very good onboarding. And then you actually took the time and you explained how to clone stuff, how to do, and that's what I do. Like, I've been revamping my systems and working behind the scenes. uh, I've created a lot of automations recently. I have an ebook that I'm putting out there, and everything is working. And I see people are in, and sometimes they're already on the second email. I'm like, ooh,
Mhm.
because I'm not, I sometimes I just don't even go looking for that. But when I see them, they say, ooh, so they're going along. And then I do get a lot of feedback from the people that subscribe to my newsletter, to my email list. I email them religiously twice a week at least. And that's another conversation for another time. How many times a week should you be emailing your people? Um, and I get a lot of good feedback, like, wow, I needed this. Oh, this is amazing. And sometimes, to be honest, I have to go back and read what I wrote, because I create my content for the month. I know I have my magazine coming out. I know I'm going to be talking about in personal finance. I know I'm going to be talking about mindset. That's what I talk about all the time. And sometimes there's an email that I get 4 people that answer back, and I'm like, what did I write on that email? And so I go back and I say, yeah, damn, that was good.
I love
um,
that, Sarah. Yeah,
but it's like that. I mean, I automated that, and I don't work weekends, and so I need to have everything work when I'm not there, and it's
absolutely.
working. So yeah. I appreciate it very much when I joined your CRM, because it was easy. It
Yeah,
was easy.
and you've been with me for a year now.
I
You were
know.
my you were my first client. Did you know that?
See,
I know. I know. I remember just thinking she's not going to do it. She's not going to do it. I want her to so bad. I'm so glad that you did. On the note of what you said of scheduling out your emails and then going back to read them. So I schedule my social media content for 90 days. And this isn't my only social media content, but so that I have one post that posts every day, no matter what. And then that was a game changer for me. Completely removed the pressure of the anxiety, the choking, because I have to post on social media and I don't know what to post because I have something every day. And then when I see something fun or I have an event, I'll share that as well. So it adds up. And then I have 2 or 3 things a day that are getting posted. But I did put myself on the list of people to go interact with their social media, because I go see my own social media every day and I'm like, oh, look at that. That's brilliant. I did not know I posted that today. And so I go interact on it. But one of the things I like about looking at the automations, like you said, Sarah, is that you can see that people are already on the second email or they're already here. And you can open that up and see who they are. And then you know that you're already top of mind in the email, and you know they clicked a link. And so you can go to their social media and interact and work on building that relationship. And it's targeted so much better than an ad going out or just randomly scrolling social media. Go find those people that are in your automations and interact with them, so you're popping up left and right in their mind.
great tip. Thank you. So, if there's one thing you'd want every woman listening remember about building a business that supports her life, what would it be?
You're not limited. This midlife is literally like God's way of saying, this is your chance. This part's about you. And you can have both. You can actually truly have both a business and a life you're madly passionate about. Simplify your business so you can enjoy your life.
Beautiful. Thank you. I have a few rapid fire questions for you. Are you game?
I'm ready.
Okay. A word that defines this season of your life.
Intentional.
Something simple that makes you feel grounded.
Fresh air.
And what does self-care look like for you right now?
Closing my laptop at 2:30.
Coleen, thank you so much for being with us today. I so appreciate you, my friend, and thank you for all the tips and all the good bits. And now, if people want to work with you, where can they find you?
Yeah, please reach out to me on LinkedIn. You can go to my website as well, but it's best to go to LinkedIn and book a call. There's a link there. Book a call. Let's strategize about your business and make a plan.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you, Sarah. I'm so grateful that you had me.